All right, then. Welcome back to the Malapert Smark Podcast. Thank you for listening, whoever's out there. This is episode number 99. We're almost at that magical 100 number, Vlad. Almost, but not quite yet. I
I
had
can't believe. I
I,
just can't believe that.
I had planned on recording episode 100 tonight, actually, with you
That's right.
and Robert, the frozen Asian, who was
No,
conspicuous by his absence today. But
poor
yeah,
guy. He froze. He but living by his moniker, he froze up and he's frozen in his house.
Really, we could have just put a picture of him up there. Nobody would have noticed that he wasn't
Nobody
actually
would
there.
exactly. I yes, they would have just been like, "Oh, the frozen Asian. He's frozen."
Yeah, and then he would have just never commented on anything. I wonder if anyone would have said anything.
You would have. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could have somehow. I don't know if you have the technology to at least make him blink. Just know that he's that he's a that seemingly that he's there, but he's just not saying anything out of protest or something.
But yeah, he had something more important happening. He had a family issue for tonight, so
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah. No, of
we're
course.
gonna postpone episode 100 till next week. So we're gonna just talk right now, you and me, Vlad, freeform about this
Freeform.
past week in wrestling, just to keep up to date for the
Yeah,
podcast, but we're gonna save all the special stuff for we can get Robert on the show because he's a very big part of this show. You
he
know,
sure is.
uh,
He
God
is.
bless him. Hopefully, whatever happens today isn't that bad. Whatever's going on with him. So,
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
wish
That's
you
the most
well,
important thing.
Robert, if you're listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did do a live stream the other day. I forgot to mention to you, Vlad, like in the middle of the night, just to see if it worked.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I did two of them, two test runs. First one
You
was Ring
did.
of Honor from last week, which I
Yeah.
was like completely sober for, and I just was pissed off about it the whole time. I was just like, God, this sucks. God, this sucks. I was trying to watch some of it, but eventually I'm like, man, I'm spending too long on this. I gotta skip forward. So if anyone caught that, it was a glimpse into how I forward through wrestling because I just can't watch all these
Mm,
matches, man. I really just want to see the booking, like who wins or if something weird happened. And you can kind of tell when you're forwarding through, like, oh, something happened. Let me go backwards now for like 30 seconds or something like that. So,
yeah. That's true.
so I was impressed to see that it worked. Like my computer streamed it really well and it sounded good, it looked good. So
Yeah.
that's kind
Yeah. I
of
saw.
interesting.
Yeah, I saw it and looked solid. Looked good.
Well, the
Video wise,
video wise, yeah, not the content, like Ring of
well,
Honor.
yeah. Ring of Honor. Yeah, I mean, how much? What can you really say about Ring of Honor? I don't know. To me, there doesn't seem to be much to be said about it in the first place.
Well, there was a couple things to gather from it, but honestly, nothing I would really recommend watching if you don't have all the spare time in the world. But
Exactly.
yeah, then I did another one of this past week's Ring of Honor, and
Mm,
on the 21st, a couple nights ago.
mm,
And
sure.
that one also, I kind of slept through it though. I was kind of out of it. At that point, it was really late at night. I had had a few drinks. I don't know, for some reason I
Ah,
thought
yes.
it would be funny to go on live YouTube like that, but it didn't turn out so good. But hey, if you're interested in the content of what happened in Ring of Honor, it'll tell you who won and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but anyways,
It's good for something.
that makes us think about whether we can go on live because it's kind of weird. It's like every mistake you make, every stutter you do, it just goes up the way it is. So, I know
That's
we
true.
spent some time. I spent some time at least editing this show just
Oh
because
yeah, I,
I don't want it
I
to
know you did.
sound like all mucky and muddy or us talking over each other or whatever I could cut out to make it sound a little cleaner. But maybe
Yeah.
one day we could do a live stream. I don't know if you're interested, but hey,
It's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
hey, everyone's up there, everyone's stuttering, everyone's going like, what are you gonna do? The lip
Yeah.
smacking too. I noticed that in a lot of podcasts.
Well,
Yeah,
people
well,
smack their lips.
yeah, and it sounds terrible. And when I do it, I really hate it. When I listen back to it, I'm like, ah, God, why do
Mm,
I do that? But it's true. Like you
mm.
don't even notice that saliva is gathering in your mouth, and eventually you just have a bunch of spit in your mouth. So you have to like time it when you're not talking to swallow it very quietly.
Ah,
Uh,
interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's if you get used to it, I don't. I mean, I'm impressed by people who speak professionally. I know people are too.
You gotta
Yeah,
drink this. You gotta drink water. You gotta drink, maybe clear some of that saliva out.
yeah. So some podcasters are more professional than others. Like Jim Cornette hardly stutters. He can go on a tirade continuously in one breath without, missing a beat.
Oh
Whereas then
yeah,
there's
he's amazing.
then there's other ones like Disco, who has a quite a few followers, right? Disco and Conan, they got like 50,000 YouTube subscribers, and wherever else
Yeah,
people listen.
yeah, yeah.
People listen to
People
him,
people
fumbling and
listen to him.
stuttering all over himself. No offense,
Yeah.
I know it's not easy. We do the same thing here,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. No, no. I've tried to listen to that show, just not for me. It's too much. I mean, I listened to a Conan show. I don't think I want to really listen to hours of disco. It just does the voice kind of is grating to my ears. Which
yeah,
so yeah, I just rather not. If Conan had a show, I'd listen. I don't think I'd listen to. I can't listen to both because there's like usually like five people talking at once on that show. You can't make out any point that anybody's making.
yeah. Well, I mentioned that also because we're on the brink of our 100th episode, and
Yeah,
1 year
big time.
anniversary coming up at the end of March. So I think we've improved maybe a bit from when we started. I wouldn't say we're masters. Maybe
No,
heading into our
definitely not
100th
masters.
episode, we're like now intermediate. We're no longer
Yeah.
beginner podcasters. We're gonna be at least intermediate
Yes.
podcasters.
Yes.
Well, that being said, Vlad, uh, I guess we got to talk some wrestling from
Let's
this
talk.
past week. Let's talk whatever update, whatever we didn't cover last week, since last we covered SmackDown last week, which
Yeah.
was Cody slapping The Rock in front of Roman, right? Is that the
Yeah.
last thing
Yeah.
we talked
Well,
about?
I thought we mentioned also the Rock. Did we not mention the Rock promo, this concert, or no? We that was not discussed. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember
we
now.
did. We did talk. We glossed over it. So yes, we did
Okay.
cover it. Yes,
Yeah. We're
but the
okay. Good. Yeah.
but the last major thing was the Cody slap on The Rock, getting The Rock back for
Yeah.
all that he said. So it's been getting heated in the
Yeah. Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah. But then after that, the Rock had his promo slash concert.
So then on SmackDown this week, Roman was there
No.
with Cody, and they had a face-off, like a final face-off kind of thing before they
Sure.
head into their match at WrestleMania. So that was kind of a big deal. That was the headlines on the thumbnails for all the YouTube stuff. Face-off. Roman and Cody face-off. So when I was watching that, Roman mentioned some stuff about what happened on Raw, and I hadn't seen Raw. So because of that, I went back and tried to see because he mentioned that Seth Rollins wasn't there for him on Raw. So I guess, there was some kind of altercation. I had no idea. So I went back and I caught some of Raw. So let's go over at least a couple of scenes from,
Sure.
because that's where the
Sure.
story starts for this week, for our
Okay.
road to WrestleMania. So it started with the Jey Uso segment with Jimmy Uso,
Yeah. That's right.
and it looks like they're gonna have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Brother versus brother, right?
Jimmy's got a good demented look with his eyes and
Yeah.
his teeth bulging out.
Yeah. He's good at that. He's good at the facials are good for both brothers. They've always been pretty solid. Like
Well, I'll
it's
skip around.
semi-believable. It's
I'll
semi-believable. I mean, I think this is going to be a pretty good match, just in general. Like, I mean, you would think the brothers versus brother thing, right? Don't you think it should be like? Obviously, it's a pretty decent WrestleMania like mid-card match type of thing.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to believe that these two actually don't like each
Hate each
other.
other
Yeah, it's hard to sell that to me that they're not just
because
working
they're
together.
because they're brothers.
Yeah, because they're brothers. Maybe I
So
could have
you
believed it back in the day, but at this point, it's like
so
so
you
obvious that it's a work.
so you didn't believe when they hated each other when they had their big run.
Who? You cut off
Bret
for a
Hart,
second.
oh Bret Hart and Owen Hart.
Well, you see, that's just a different time in wrestling where people would keep up kayfabe and stuff. So in this day and age, it's hard for me to believe something like that. They would obviously be working together. I mean, yeah, it's fine as a wrestling match. It just doesn't really excite me too much. I don't know. They're just gonna have a match together.
Yeah, but there's
It's hard
been
for me.
there's
I'm just saying
yeah
it's hard for me to suspend disbelief for
okay.
this.
I mean, which is fair, but can't you say then you could say that about any type of wrestling
Not for
nowadays?
anybody. I could believe Cody hates Roman. That one
Uh huh.
I think is pretty solid. The family stuff, I don't know.
Well, I see your point, but I think it's if you're ever going to do this match, you might as well do it now. I think this is the time to have
Sure,
that match.
yeah, they've already, taken them apart from each other, so why not?
Yeah, yeah.
So, for the people just listening, we let the video run, but Cody did make the save when Jey was getting attacked by Jimmy and his brother Solo.
Solo,
So,
yeah.
okay, so Cody came in and saved Jey Uso. Okay. I didn't think they needed Seth Rollins there, okay? But I guess
Yeah, that's why I was kind of. I actually, yeah, I was trying to think back because I don't really watch Raw that closely, but I do remember this opening segment, and I couldn't really also remember what Roman meant when he said they needed like where was Seth or Seth. Yeah, so I'm kind of with you on that one. I don't I don't think they needed him here, right? It was
yeah, because
one two,
he was trying to tell him, do you really trust Seth? He wasn't even there for you
sure,
on Monday, stuff like
right.
that. Okay, later in that night on Raw, there was another long diatribe from Cody, and he ended up getting interrupted by Paul Heyman, and they talked to each other. Was there anything from this that you remember that stood out? Or
Not
there was,
particular, nothing that they haven't done previously. I'm pretty sure. No offense to both people who I you know have a lot of respect for. Cody and Paul Heyman, great wrestling minds. I feel, especially Paul. But yeah, I mean, they've kind of had this kind of discussion numerous times, going back to last year when Cody had his match with Roman, and even this year they've already kind of had Paul Heyman kind of it right. He's already had a situation where he came out on Raw and trying to talk to Cody, so they've done it before.
all right then. So that being said, okay, we have enough where we could jump to SmackDown after Jey Uso caught Cody Rhodes in the back on Raw also, and he was telling him, "Hey, you're promising to go out there alone, but this is like a trap. Obviously,
Sure,
they're not gonna do that." So that being said, he promised to go into his face-to-face alone. That was the big
right.
takeaway, right? Okay,
Correct.
let's try to jump to SmackDown. Give me 1 second to load that up.
Kayhan controls the mic and the videos, the audio,
I
the
am
video.
technically the host of this show. I know I
You
don't
are, and
really.
what and what a host. No, man, you're a great host. You're a great host. You don't sell yourself short. You're doing a great job.
I'm alright. I'm alright. I've seen better. Alright, so we've skipped ahead now to Friday night, last night, as we're recording, the 22nd. And now we've got Cody and Roman in the ring together. Vlad, what do you think? Was this hot, epic stuff or what? It's the two guys, man. The number one
I
and
mean,
two, as Roman says.
you're right, right, right. I mean, was it hot? I mean, it was a good segment. I wouldn't say it was like something out of this world, amazing. Like I was blown away. This was incredible. I was at the edge of my seat, type of thing. But a good segment.
Well, let
Ending
me
in
go
a
over
kind of
some of the
sure,
facts of what I remembered from this encounter.
sure. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Please.
Roman told him, "Hey, did you come alone?" And Cody said, "Yeah, I came alone." So then Roman's like, "You're stupid." He calls him stupid. He calls him ignorant, which is a pretty bad insult, I guess. Today's day and age, PG
Yeah.
world of wrestling. Hey,
Well,
it's
yeah. He
pretty
said he
hurtful
was
to
he
get
was an,
called
he was an
stupid.
idiot. Well, I don't know. If he said stupid or an idiot. There's something to that effect. Yeah.
He said he was the number two. He wasn't number one. He'll never be number one. Roman said he'll be the man forever, which is what
Right.
I was predicting was going to happen, right? That he was going to be the champion forever.
It's like he listened to one of your promos.
Hey, yeah, I
He's
mean,
like,
that was my prediction last year before the whole Vince McMahon getting ousted thing happened.
sure.
It's still a part of me that thinks it's going to happen. We haven't made our final predictions yet, but
No, no, we
I
will.
might
But
pick Roman, man. I think I'm going to pick Roman in the end. I'm leaning that way. I know you think there's no chance in hell, but they
I,
can't make
I
it
won't.
this predictable. This is like
I
way
won't.
too obvious.
Okay, well, if it wasn't for the fact that that they already did it last year where Roman beat him. I think this year Cody has to win. I would kind of agreed with you last year where it was predictable and they kind of threw us off a bit, and then Roman ended up winning it, and maybe whether that was good or bad can be debated for years to come, I guess, if people want to. But this year, I think Cody has to win because he's not. I don't think he's going to get a third opportunity to win. So I think it has to happen this year. Personally, if he could ever do it, this is the year. This is the time to do it.
I think it's not the time. I'm just disagreeing with you, man. We're both wrestling fans here, but this is not the time. This would be bad for business to let Cody win this. Yeah, because there's nowhere to go after that. If they could come up with something, they'll make it just as hot.
Where would they go if
the chase?
Roman wins?
There's nothing better than the chase.
What would they go if Roman wins? I mean,
well, the Rock is involved. The Rock can rock bottom Cody, and then Cody will fight the Rock at like SummerSlam or something. Could kill off a whole year like that, feuding with the Rock. They can make this a whole epic long thing, man. Why do you want to end it right now? It's just fucking 2 months, man. It just started. The Rock with the Rock happened, man. You don't want to kill his heat.
I think the Rock will be involved either way. It's just going to depend on who he's going to screw over or help. I think he's most likely going to end up helping Cody win, so we'll probably set up a match with Roman rather than Cody. But we'll see. You could be right. We'll have to play it out. I don't know what Cody does going forward if he does win the belt. But I know that there's very little for him to do if he loses. So that's a no-win situation for him in that sense, if you want to look at it that way. But it's definitely better that he wins the match than loses, because at least then he's the world champion, and you could come up with something for him. They'll come up with contenders for him, whoever that may be. But if he loses, like he has nothing to stand on at that point. Like, he lost twice to Roman. Where are you going to go from there?
He didn't really lose last year. There was interference.
Sure.
And this time there will be interference too. So they'll have to continue the war between trying to figure out how to overcome this juggernaut bloodline. Dude, you can't let the bloodline lose yet, man. This is not happening. I'm going to lock in my prediction. I'll go ahead and lock in my prediction.
I'm very confused by what you're saying here, because like they can't lose. You can't have them lose. What are you talking about? All they've been doing is winning, or at least Roman has for years.
Well, not this bloodline. Not the bloodline with the Rock. They got the Rock now, dude. You're adding the Rock to Roman Reigns. The Rock and Roman Reigns. This is like a super group.
Yeah, but my prediction, the Rock thing is a swerve, so it doesn't even matter.
Okay, if that's your prediction, all right, we'll see. I don't even know if they know yet, but we'll see. Okay,
that's true.
But let me move on to the end of the segment, because we've been letting.
Well, I hope they know now. There's 2 weeks left before WrestleMania, so maybe they didn't know before, but they should have an idea now.
Vince has got to call in a favor, man, to Triple H. Like, just no, don't let Roman lose. That's gonna be the end of the WWE.
Well, I don't think anybody's taking Vince's calls right now, but we'll see.
The Undertaker would take his call.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
So, Roman said, "You're the number 2, the best number 2 there is," and Cody's response to that was, "No, I'm the one." Very dramatic.
Right.
Man, they gave him a line to say, and he said it.
Oh, well, I mean, that shouldn't be a surprise. Cody's very...
the one that's going to take you out. Okay, but that's a tough line. I don't know, it just wasn't that great a line. But okay, you know.
Well, like I said, this wasn't, like, when you asked me if I thought this was red hot, I didn't think it was red hot, but I thought it was a good segment.
So it ended with, I'll skip to the end of it, Cody offering a handshake to Roman, and Roman didn't take it. He backed out of the ring, and it turned out to be an ambush like everyone thought it was going to be. Oh, the funny thing, I skipped over that, was he's like, "I won't shake your hand, but I'll shake Paul Heyman's hand." This is the guy that I respect. Look at this.
Paul Heyman is so great in this role.
So then the ambush came when, what's their names, Jimmy and Solo Sikoa came out. But then Cody did have his backup today. So
yes,
unlike
he wasn't a fool, an idiot. He was more prepared than he actually led on. He learned from his previous mistakes, and he had Jey, and he brought Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, but
Well,
it was a very dramatic, like cinematic type of scene, right?
yeah,
They didn't really
interesting.
jump immediately. It was like we're here, and then we're here,
These
and
guys
what are you
came
gonna,
out, and then they just
play
then
everybody's
it was
music.
just a stare down. It was just
Yeah,
everybody was staring each other down, and Paul
but it's
Heyman
still
looking.
4-on-3 though, Vlad. I mean, they don't have the Rock with them, the Bloodline, but when they do, it's gonna be 4-on-3, unless these guys could get somebody like Sami Zayn to come out of nowhere, which he hasn't been involved in this, but you would
Yeah,
think he would show up at WrestleMania if
I
they
mean,
needed someone to even the odds.
you would think theoretically that if anybody should get involved in this, it's Sami Zayn. But um, yeah, you're right. The Rock is the fourth guy, I guess, and I don't know if they have anybody else that they are planning to use or help with defend off the Bloodline once, because I'm pretty sure that the match is going to be quote unquote Bloodline rules. Like I think Roman and The Rock are going to win night one. So because wouldn't it make more sense? Why even have that? They want a wild situation happening in night two where anything is, anything goes and anything can happen type of deal. So yeah, we'll see. But overall,
But then wouldn't that lower your probability of your prediction of The Rock being the swerve to swerve
no,
code? Why would he do it on night two? The time to do it would be night one. Would be
no,
like,
the time to
I
do it.
got you.
No,
Now
the
you got
time
to
to
go in
do it.
tomorrow.
No, I disagree. I think the time to do it is night two because that's the time that if he's there, he can himself interfere and cost Roman. Because if he's not there, if they just have a straight on match, nobody's going to interfere. No one's going to be able to swerve anybody, right? So I don't see that happening. I definitely think Roman and The Rock are winning night one. That's like, to me, 100%. What happens night two is still up for debate, but we can make a predictions maybe next, right? When is 2 weeks away? So yeah, maybe next week or the week right before, right? The Friday
Hey,
before or something
just
like
like
that.
you said, if they don't have their finish, if you don't have your prediction by now, come on.
Well, no, I of course I said that I think so that is my prediction, but I'm just saying like
Cody's gonna win, you say. Sorry, you once
Cody.
again, your
Sorry, yes, Cody.
microphone got cut off again, but thank you.
Uh,
Thank you for
yes,
saying it
Cody
clearly.
will.
All right then, all right.
Yeah.
So what else? Anything else from WWE this week that stood out? I mean, I glossed over some of it. I saw Drew
Honestly, man.
McIntyre and Seth had like another long
Oh yeah.
in-ring
They had
segment
and
where
I'm a
they
big fan
talked
of
to each other.
Drew.
Nothing physical, but
No,
didn't, nothing really
I'm a
came of
big
it other than Seth Rollins said you're not gonna win, and Drew McIntyre's like I'm gonna win. You know, that's the
in
basic of it that
short.
I got. Yeah, right.
Yeah, in short, you got it. You nailed it, man. There's really not much there. I can't really think of anything else that's worth talking about, to be honest. I mean, if you want to talk about some of the stuff with Bailey and all that stuff that's going on with her and her former stable, Damage Control, and now with Naomi and
Well, she
Bianca
just got an
Belair, though.
ally in Naomi, right? Basically, is what happened. Is the
Yeah,
recent
yeah, yeah,
development.
yeah. And then they're trying to kind of get Bianca Belair also to be an ally, but she's having a hard time because she blames Bailey for all the beatdowns that she had previously by Damage Control. So
That
yeah,
makes sense.
that
The old Drew McIntyre,
sure,
when he
sure.
was
No,
getting,
that does make sense. It does make sense.
yeah,
But of course, I think it's going to come around and she will help out in the end. But
that's usually what happened.
yeah, yeah.
Like Sami Zayn
Otherwise,
also, when they were trying to trust him. Jey Uso.
I
Hey,
can't really
these
think of
guys,
anything else.
they had a contract signing.
Oh,
Sami
okay, yes,
Zayn and Gunther.
yes,
I don't know if that means anything to you. A lot of people are expecting that to be like a show-stealing match, though. That
yes.
sounds like a really,
It
really
very well
good
could be.
match.
Oh, they had that. What they have a last woman standing match, right? Becky and Nia Jax
Yeah,
on
but
Raw.
that didn't really mean anything. That was just, I think, an attraction for the Raw audience that day. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying it meant anything, but well, meaning like it doesn't make a difference. I think it was just to kind of pop up Becky, right, for her match.
Yes.
at WrestleMania versus Rhea. So otherwise, yeah, man, that's it. I don't think
You
anything
got
else.
any word on what's gonna happen with Santos and Rey Mysterio and
Oh,
Dominic
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mysterio?
yeah. Santos is great.
Because they had a match that I thought was
Okay,
gonna be a WrestleMania match, the Santos Rey match, and all of a
yeah,
sudden it
yeah,
showed up on SmackDown.
right. And now
But
Dominic
Dominic
got
ended
involved
up
again.
helping him. Yes.
Right. So does that mean they want to do Ray and Dominic again at WrestleMania? I was a little surprised that they pulled that out 2 weeks before WrestleMania. The Dominic now back in this angle with Ray because he hadn't really been involved for a while. Now I know Ray's been out too with injury, but yeah, still a little surprised. But is that what they're going for? It looked like just putting Dominic back in there, Dominic versus Ray again, a rematch at WrestleMania.
I don't know, man. That's why I'm asking you. Have you heard anything? Because
I,
I mean, I
I
don't know
don't.
what it's gonna be. I would guess it'll be Santos and Ray with Dominic just in his corner, and then
Maybe
somebody has to come help Ray, like
right.
Bad Bunny. Where's Bad Bunny at?
Bad Bunny or
What's
Dragon or
Bad Bunny
Dragon
doing?
or if they can't get Bad Bunny, they'll just have to deal with Dragon Lee.
Yeah, that's good enough. Whatever.
But yeah,
All
no, I
right.
don't. I honestly have not heard and I don't know because I don't really read the dirt sheets like that very often. So I don't know what the plans are for that. So it will be interesting to see as the shows progress.
All right. Well, that's good enough roundup for a WWE for the week. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun. I was gonna say we're gonna talk about AEW now, baby. The main
Sure, let's
event.
do it.
The main event of our show. We don't care if it doesn't get us the most views, or in fact gets us the least views. Like,
Well, the funny thing about that is they don't care if they get views, the most views, or any views.
well, it's just
They,
fun. Yeah, it's like
it's
us
just
right now. We're gonna talk about this. We know like our dynamite portion. I'll make a dynamite like review just separate as a video, and I'll get like 14 clicks or something just because nobody cares. But it's
nobody,
just us
nobody.
entertaining ourselves
That
talking
that's how
crap.
that's how they do their show, which is fine. We can do it. We can afford to do it that way because we just we're doing this right now, but they are putting kind of millions of dollars into this thing. So I don't know if they should be have the same
Yeah,
we have.
it has been noted that Tony Khan is losing a lot of money, and everyone's just wondering like how much money can he possibly have? Like if you calculate it, like hey, is he losing 10 million a year or 5 million a
Yeah,
year?
yeah. Nobody really knows. That's the
If he
problem.
if
Nobody
he's
knows.
losing 10 million a year and he's already 5 years in, he's lost $50 million already. Like how much could his fortune be? Like does he have like $1 billion? I don't know.
I
But
mean, he could probably have close to $1 billion. I mean, he's the son of a
his
billionaire,
dad
right?
has that money. His dad like
Right.
breaks him off a piece. I don't think his dad gives him. It's not like, hey, I got this
That's true.
$1 billion here. Like take as much as you
Well,
want. Go blow it on
right.
fucking old wrestlers that you're not even gonna use.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't know. Nobody knows that the financials of AW completely because they're not a publicly traded company. So we don't know. But we can only guess based on the fact that shows not seemingly doing well. They don't really, when they have a show in America, they don't really get a lot of people going to the shows. Like 10,000 seat arenas, they're lucky if they can get 3 to 4,000 most of the time. When they do a show like internationally, they seem to do decently. Like I think they had a decent crowd in Canada. This show that's in Canada, but that's different. Like because that's like an attraction. What they come like once every 5 6 months or maybe once every year. Okay, but when they try to do the shows like state by state by state, nobody wants to watch it. Not or at least not enough people. So, anyways, yeah. To answer your question, who knows how much money they're really losing though?
Who knows how much money they're losing and who knows how much money there is to lose. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, that's another question. Like, how much money
Like
did his dad
it would be
say
nice if we
to?
know, but nobody's gonna know that. Tony Khan's not gonna come out publicly and be like, "Man,
No.
I only have 200 million and it's almost gone."
Yeah, that would be pretty sad. He shouldn't say that. He should
Well,
keep that quiet.
that being said, let's review Dynamite from this past week. March 20th, a few days ago now, was on a Wednesday night. Let me make sure of that date. Yes, Wednesday, March 20th. Let's pull up the TV. Let's see what we got. I'm not gonna go segment for segment like we used to, but at least hit a couple points to see what's going on in this show. Mercedes Monet. So,
Monet, yeah.
okay. it was kind of good. I thought that they brought her out again,
Yeah.
just cut a promo and make her seem important. Don't forget about her. Step in the right direction, right? Just at
I,
least they're not
I mean,
forgetting about you.
do you think they were already forgotten her after 1 week? Like that's it.
That's how
They
little
signed
faith
her.
I have in AEW. Yes.
By week 2, she already not have been on the show. Is what you were afraid of.
Yeah, exactly.
My
But that
God.
they're still feuding with House of Black, or these girls from the House of Black, Skye
Yeah,
Blue and Julia Hart. So
Julia Hart. Hmm.
at least that's continuing too. They got physical this week again. So
Yeah. So
they had a little 2-on-1 battle and they couldn't beat her. They
no,
couldn't beat her
they
two
made her.
on one. So they made her that powerful that
They
well
made her look
also
really good.
they made her look good, yes. And what happened after this? They were gonna hit him with the steel chairs, right? They pulled up the steel
Yeah,
chairs.
but then came in Willow, right, and
Willow, yes.
Statlander to make this the quote unquote save with their own chairs. Yes. Uh huh. But then wait, lights went out again. Well, anyways,
Lights
lights
go.
went out, but and then
And
it
when the
looks
when
like
the lights come
yeah,
back up, it looks like Willow's gonna hit Sasha Banks,
correct.
Mercedes Mone with the steel chair. And
Yeah.
oh, sorry, give me 1 second. Elora's in my lap this whole time. Say hello, Elora.
Laura, how do you like that women's wrestling in AEW?
She's
Yeah,
sleeping.
that's what I thought. It makes me sleepy too.
Another historic appearance by Elora on the
The best.
Malapert Smark Podcast. But sorry, let me rewind a little bit. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, so she did turn
You
around
didn't
and
miss
see
much.
Willow.
You didn't miss much.
Well, they try to have a dramatic scene with these girls. At least they gave them a chance to do something. See? They're
Give
like,
them a
look,
chance.
that's a nice picture. Trying to make a star out of Willow. That's okay. At least it's something. Remember I said last week, I just hope they carry on and continue whatever angle. That would be a success. It would be a better success than her just saying, nah, that doesn't work for me and going home and getting paid whatever she was going to get paid anyways, right?
Did you? I mean, Jesus, that would be so. I mean, week 2, you're already worried that she's just gonna leave the company and not do anything. Jesus, even Punk had a breaking point that was way later. You're saying by week 2 she's already gonna just snap.
Yeah, I guess, but I guess they have something planned for the moment. We'll see when the breaking point will be.
I agree that there probably will be a breaking point, but when that
Yeah,
will
will there be
be,
a match eventually where it's like for the title and they want her to drop the title or something like that, and she can just
yeah.
leave at that point.
No, we'll see.
So
I mean,
to carry on with this angle, because it is an angle, the Mercedes Mone
yeah,
introduction to AEW angle. I guess as they're slipping her into the roster, she's getting to know a bunch of people. So she thanked Statlander for her help, and then she dissed Willow, right? Because Willow was going to try to explain herself, but she's like, nah, I don't even want to hear it. So there's a little bit of a rift there. Okay, that's what's going on in that angle. Let's
fine.
move on. Let's move
Let's
along.
move on. Let's do it.
How about the Continental Championship match
Ah,
between
yeah,
Eddie Kingston and Okada, which ended with a vicious rainmaker from Okada, who used all his
vicious.
anger in that. I like that
Mm.
image of Okada right there when he's like
Hmm.
pinning him, showing
Looks
some
psychotic.
showing some personality there.
Looks like he just got some sort of electric treatment to his brain, and
Electric shock treatment. Yeah, he's like,
okay,
ah.
he looks totally insane right there. But that's fine if that's the look that he wants. But
Hey, that's
sure,
his
that
bad guy look. Hey, he had to go through a lot. I skipped all that match, but it was a brutal match, man. Look at his chest. He got
yeah.
beat up
Oh,
pretty good.
chops! Those
Chops
chops
from Eddie
by.
Kingston.
Sure, they
And
had
there
a
goes
chop off.
one of Kingston's titles. So he's still got that. Oh, here's the two douchebags with Tony Khan. Tony Khan's right there, like, yeah, yep, I saw it. That was cool. There's an
That's pretty
appearance
much.
from Tony Khan on the show.
That's pretty much all Tony Khan is good for anyway.
Oh
Just
my
nodding.
God.
But anyways,
What is he doing? He's
that,
just a
that,
goofball. The goofball. Anyway, so this championship, it's the Continental AEW
but
Continental
what I didn't
Championship. What do you
understand is
think of it?
then I don't think much. I don't care about that. But what I didn't understand is then Pac came out, the bastard Pac. But why does who isn't It's not with Kingston, it's with this guy. It doesn't make sense. Like Kingston's actually a bigger name than Pac, so I don't understand that. Usually they bring out a guy for the next feud that's bigger than the first guy. Not in this case, it's not the case. I don't know.
I
Right?
think they've always thought something of Pac. They've always tried to get him into large storylines,
Well,
but
where has he been? Does anybody know? Like, what has he been injured? What is the deal? Where has he been for? He's been out like for a year. I don't even know what the situation is.
I don't know why he disappeared recently, but I remember before there was something about living in England
Visa,
and
yeah,
pandemic
visa
and
troubles or something. Yeah, he had
whatever. It was
issues with
hard
his
to.
visa.
I don't know. Yeah, but recently I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know. Maybe they finally figured that out. It took 5 years. Because when he first started in AEW, he was pushed pretty high. He had a win over Kenny Omega. He was involved in
This is
title
true.
picture at the
Yeah,
very, very beginning. He was one
yeah,
of the signings that they seemed they wanted to use as one of the guys, but then he fell
yeah.
off. So
I don't know. I'm just
then he
kind of
was Death
a little.
Triangle. When you go into the trios division, it means it's over for you,
Yeah, well, it
basically.
means death. It means death. Death triangle means death.
Well, anyways, I do want to get.
Yeah.
I know you wanted to gloss over and skip over it, but it's something that
No,
bothers
it's
me
okay.
because that
Oh, something else that bothered you?
well, yeah, the Continental Championship, the AEW Continental
Continent.
Championship, that is now
Mm-hmm.
Okada's championship. Because at first, I thought this was gonna be like the Owen Hart tournament thing, like the Continental Tournament champion, just a commemorative belt. But now it's like really a belt that they're defending on the show and stuff. Like they already have the International Championship, now the
Yeah.
Continental Championship, the TNT Champion. Maybe they're looking at WWE and saying, "Oh, they've got a million titles. We should have a million titles too. They've got the Intercontinental Champion. They got the U.S. Champion. Why not?" But man, it just doesn't seem good. Like, what does this mean for Okada? Doesn't mean
So
anything.
wait,
Just a
did you? Well, yeah, of course. But wait, the one thing that you said that caught me off guard that wasn't. You said that Eddie Kingston still has a championship. He didn't lose.
he's
There's
the Ring
more.
of Honor champion.
So this is. Oh, he's still the Ring of Honor champion. This
Yeah,
is
I don't
for
know. For a
another one
while,
of
they
his
were
titles.
like treating them all like one entity, like that if he lost one of them, he lost them all. But then he's defending them separately now. So this
I
was
see.
just for this title. And he's fighting Mark Briscoe at Super Card of Honor for the Ring of Honor title.
Oh, I see. I see.
That's
Interesting.
something I saw from Ring of
Did not
Honor the
know.
other day.
Either I forgot that he was the Ring of Honor champion, or I never knew. I honestly am not sure. Anyways,
All right,
what's up?
Elora. God,
What's up
relax.
with her?
Come over here. Come over here.
Yeah, just tell her it's all good. Tell her that Okada is the inter something.
She heard
What is he?
something
The
at the
continent.
door. She got
Oh,
all crazy. She's like,
tell her that Okada is the breakfast continental champion. It's all good,
well,
right, Alora?
it is a kind of a ripoff of the Intercontinental Championship. It's just Continental. The name kind of bothers me too. It's like,
But wasn't it something else before? Like initially, it was like the all. What did they call it? All Atlantic or
no, that was the International Championship. The International
oh,
Championship
oh
was the All Atlantic.
oh my bad. See, there's just too many titles. Man. It's too ridiculous. I can't keep track of these things, and
I
nobody
don't like
cares
that they
about them.
added this title, man. Well, there's also a Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion now. So there's a tournament going on that I'm
How can you
covering
have a
on
television
my live
champ?
streams.
Is it possible to have a television champion when you're not on television? Why don't they call it the Ring of Honor YouTube? No, it's not even on YouTube. I guess it could be on YouTube, but
The
it's like,
streaming championship.
yeah, the Ring of Honor streaming championship or something. They can't be a TV champion.
It's like a commemoration to TVs, like
Sure,
how they're used.
the old
Yeah,
TV belts, the old TV
yes,
champion.
I guess. I don't know, but you're right. I guess they could come up with another name for that.
Well, it's pretty ridiculous. They're not even on TV. But
Well,
yeah,
moving
go ahead.
along, moving along. Let's see what else we could come up with from this Dynamite to talk about. I got Swerve Strickland. He destroyed Butcher. He made Butcher look
But
like a little kid who's like twice
mm,
his size, like muscular as hell. If
yeah,
you're a
big
big
guy.
guy in AEW, man, you're just gonna do jobs and you're gonna look horrible. They're gonna make you go out there and do a job and tap out like a little bitch to fucking Swerve Strickland. Oh God. I mean, I wouldn't
I,
want to do it if I was Butcher. Butcher could be used a little better than that, man. Butcher, he's got a personality. He could be like a henchman for some guy or something. use a jobber for that. Find a jobber and let Swerve break his arm in 5 seconds.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. In a sense, I agree with you, of course, but to say that they could do something more with Butcher, I'm not sure if they could or not. Just because I haven't seen anything from Butcher that would tell me that
He's got a cool look, man. He looks funky. He looks mean. He could just stand behind someone. He should stand behind Swerve and, just watch him. Be his bodyguard or something. I don't know. A jobber
maybe.
spot for him, it's just not what I would do. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, fair enough, I guess. I don't really care one way or the other.
So Swerve comes on the mic after the match and he's talking about how he wants another title shot, right? And then Samoa Joe comes out and says, like, I don't even have to give you a shot because you lost that match, right? Technically, even though it was a three-way.
But, yeah.
So then Don Callis comes out and he
Yeah,
makes a
doesn't
case for
understand.
Takeshita.
Yeah, I didn't.
And Takeshita wasn't even out there with him, so.
Yeah,
So
made
they
zero
introduced Takeshita into this, so Swerve's gonna have to go the long way around if he's gonna. So they're really making this world title thing with Swerve like a big deal.
Yeah.
Seems like they're really planning to give it to him because, man, they're making a big deal out of it.
sense.
Question is when it's gonna happen.
I don't know. Are
Probably.
they gonna? They have
Sorry.
this pay-per-view coming up.
Go ahead, Vlad.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. I mean, you're saying that you think it's going to take longer than this next pay-per-view that they have coming up?
I notice when AEW wants to do something, they usually do it too late. Like the time is like now, and like everyone wants it, but then it doesn't happen, and then they're gonna do it way later, and people just aren't as hot for it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know
So,
either. I mean, personally, I prefer Joe as the champion to Swerve. I mean, I know a lot of people like Swerve, and I like Swerve, not as much as Joe, but if they want to give it to Swerve as like a young guy that deserves it and kind of build with him as like their young champion, I can't say that's a bad decision. I mean, I personally don't love him that much, but in this company, he's probably as good as you're going to get.
I agree with you that I would prefer Joe to Swerve, but I think you should also pass the title around a little bit sometimes because it gives people
Yeah.
clout. At least then he could
Yeah,
say,
but
yeah, I'm a former champion, former
yeah, but
one-time,
Joe
two-time champion.
didn't win it that long ago. Is my point. Like, I mean, okay, I mean, I think he only won it like what? When was that pay-per-view?
December pay-per-view. It's been 3 months already, almost. How long you want him to keep it for? 6 months? A year? What is the proper thing here, Vlad? Come on, give me an exact answer. He just barely won the thing. Like, all right, fine, but how long? In wrestling terms, I think 6 months is a long time.
Well, are you sure it was December? It seems like it. No, maybe you're right.
That was
December?
World's
Yeah.
End, December
Yeah,
27th.
right. Well, okay. I still think at least he could have it for another 3 months.
That's another 3 months. All right, fine. All right, Vlad
I'm
is
not
spoken.
saying that's what they're gonna do, but I'm saying I wouldn't be opposed.
MJF's also gonna come back at some point, so he's gonna want the title back, So.
Oh yeah, but that poor guy. What they did to him. I mean, not them, as in the company. What the company did to him. Boy, if he comes, but
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He can recover
he'll be all right.
from it.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad you're confident in that. In his booking.
Let's switch to the next topic. Okay,
yes.
The main event is Edge and Christian in their I Quit match for the TNT title. This has been a long feud. If anyone hasn't been caught up on it, we've been covering it. There's a playlist. I'll put it in the link.
Copeland came back.
Yes, I'll put a link in the description below. Their AEW feud, just for when Edge came to AEW since last year. They've had a history before that, if nobody knows, but they were friends, tag team partners, WWF tag team champions.
Yeah,
long history there too, but if you remember, you remember. What can I say? We haven't covered any of that era yet. We don't have any clips on our YouTube channel, but you can always go back into the archives on the internet.
But I'm sure if you watch wrestling, everybody knows that Edge and Christian have been a long time tag team.
TLC matches, tables, ladders, and chairs, epic WrestleMania tag team matches, spears coming off the sky and stuff.
A lot of crazy moments, definitely. A lot of crazy moments.
They've had pretty crazy moments in their feud already here too. They've had several matches, and the feud is still going. It's not over. Edge doesn't want it to be over, so it's not over, and he somehow pulled an I Quit match out of this, and Tony Khan made it happen. Christian didn't say anything about that. He's just like, all right, fine, they're going to do it. So let's see some of the highlights from this. That's a long match. the last 30 minutes of the show.
Yeah, it's an I Quit match.
They did fight into the crowd. They did that hockey spot, which was a little dopey, but okay, it was fun.
Didn't like that. No,
Sell out the business type of moment, but okay.
They're already having an I Quit garbage match, so why not?
They fought into the bathroom, through the arena, through the concession stands, the women's bathroom they were in. Women were running out screaming. You didn't notice the women running out screaming from the bathroom? Hold on, I gotta rewind that then.
Please show me.
Look,
that.
he sees that it says women. He's like thinking about it for a second.
Because Christian ran in there, right? Oh, okay. That's pretty particular.
So yeah, that's where he pulls him out of the women's bathroom. I guess that's where he went to hide. What a weasel, huh? What a weasel.
That's pretty hilarious. I mean, yeah, I'm not really. Yeah, that's not bad.
This is pretty good. I mean, for wrestling, these guys are going out there and being professional. There was that spot on the ladder. I guess if you want to see some violent spots where it looks like it hurts, and it probably does hurt. These guys are just gonna have to deal with it at some point in their lives when they can't
your back,
walk.
Hurts your legs, hurts your ass. Probably hurts everything.
Oh, this one, I don't know why these clips are getting cut off like this, but this was an interesting one that I had never seen before. It was throwing Christian onto an upside down ladder. Alright, that looks painful too. Holy fuck. Christian tried to run away, but obviously that wasn't gonna work out. He couldn't run any faster though. Oh, Nick Wayne's mom, okay.
Oh,
Christian
with the hockey
squeeze.
stick.
Yeah, hit him low blow with the hockey stick. That was the next
That
important
Jezebel,
spot.
as Dusty Rhodes would say. That Jezebel.
Trying to choke Edge out with the hockey stick on the throat.
Pretty good
spot.
juice by Edge there. Got
Vlad's analysis of the juice.
Not bad.
What do you give that juice, Vlad?
He's
4.5 star juice.
He's pretty good at gigging himself, what can I say?
The hockey stick in the mouth spot, and then he couldn't quit, so Edge had to let it go because he literally couldn't even say I quit.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, dude, what? He can't say anything.
Then he chokes him out with the fucking wire, like he's gonna murder this guy. This match literally. Oh well, Nick Wayne. I was gonna say literally could have been a murder. You're gonna see the end. Died. So this is where the interference spot comes in. Christian's kids, his sons, and then they get stopped by, of all people, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and what's his name? Daniel Garcia.
The dancing fool.
As Shayna Wayne took off her glove very dramatically to slap Edge. And Matt Menard and fucking Daniel Garcia. If I was Christian, man, I would kill these people. I would be so mad. What the fuck do they have to do with this? But okay. I know they have something to do with it from recent times on Collision and stuff. Yeah, but
well, Daniel Garcia had a title match against Christian.
Yeah. But this could lead to a further feud though, because man, they really cost them here. They ended up.
Oh, for sure.
Edge flew off the ladders to Nick Wayne and Kill Switch. They get surrounded.
Then they tied them up.
Shayna Wayne, and she ran away, right?
Well, they also handcuffed Kill Switch and Nick Wayne, right?
Oh, that already happened. I skipped over it. They're already handcuffed. Yes, that was one of the strategies. And then they surround Christian, and then they whoop his ass and handcuff him to the ring corner, and they just fucking beat him mercilessly until he quits, basically. I'll forward a little bit. There's a nut shot. They ask him if he quits after one shot in the balls. Oh, I don't quit. And then he just goes at his balls, like, continuously. This was fucked up. This is probably one of the worst things I've seen in wrestling. Still didn't quit. After all that. Oh my god, what an amazing man.
Yeah, he might not have kids anymore if he wanted them. Oh god.
Oh, and then the show ended. I don't know if you noticed that. And then
did it really end right there?
Well, yeah, but it bled into Rampage because Rampage was right after that.
That much I knew.
I have Rampage. Let me pull up Rampage. and that was it. So they led it into the opening of Rampage, which I don't know. I
Yeah,
didn't think that was bad. I think they planned that. That was kind
yeah,
of
that's
cool.
fine. That's fine. I don't have any issues with that.
So that was technically on Rampage, though.
I don't remember because I remember watching it. I thought I saw this before Rampage started, but maybe I'm mistaken.
That covers most of Dynamite. I guess most of the stuff I want to talk about. I don't think you're gonna want to talk about
What?
anything else. Or
Well, I think you were.
Rampage.
Well, I think. Well, no, well, right. But I think you were disappointed in this. You told me via text message and I think over the phone that you didn't like that this was the result or something like that.
Well, I'm a Christian fan, yeah, and I not that I'm a mark like that, that I'm mad that he lost, but it was kind of disheartening to just quit. Like he literally said, I quit. I thought they could come up with something. But I guess because
Mm.
he's been such a dastardly heel, as they say
Yeah,
in wrestling, he had to get his comeuppance, right? He had to get humiliated
you took the
real
words right out of my
badly
mouth.
at some
You had
point.
you, absolutely. You took the words completely right out of my mouth. He had to get his just desserts, as they say. His come up, as you said as well. He
And I
had.
guess they could continue this feud still, you know. I guess he could be pissed off about how that all went down and try to
I
fuck with everybody
guess.
some more.
I personally don't think they should. It's questionable how well of a good job they've done with it. We could debate that as well. So no, I don't know if I want to see more of them having a match, especially once they've already had like this blood feuded match that they just had, right? So, but whatever.
Well, all right then, Vlad. I guess that's all the topics I got for today. Got a short show today. We just covered this week in modern wrestling. Usually we do
Yeah,
a classic segment, but I think one of the
yeah,
fun
we're gonna
aspects
try to
of
save that. Yeah,
yeah, one of the fun aspects of that for us is that Robert's with us and he hasn't seen
because
that stuff.
exactly, it's
So
all new to him.
it's on so we get that cool fresh perspective from someone else.
Because
Also, he's been
we
with
have
us
an
for every
idea.
episode of that series, so
Yeah, yeah. So it's only fair that he should be here. Hopefully, he can come back next week.
yeah,
Hopefully,
plus I
his
want to save that 100th
situation.
episode for him to be there too. Hopefully we could pull that off next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Next
'Cause
next
you
weekend
got
or something.
you've got some amazing ideas for this 100th episode. That
I had a big plan tonight, man, for this 100th episode of extravaganza, man. It was gonna be a big party,
was going to be
celebration, fireworks, the works, man.
fireworks. It was going to be a huge celebration, huge party. It was going to be very lit, as the kids say. But but we'll have to save that. Hopefully, Robert will be able to rejoin us.
Yes, definitely. All right then, Vlad. For the wrestling expert, thank you so much. You're the man. You've been on all 99 episodes so far, and
I
with
can't
that
believe
being
this.
said, you are a legend on this show, an
Uh,
absolute legend. Without you, this show doesn't exist. I'm telling you.
oh wow, well, I appreciate that. But we really know that you're the true star of the show. You're the one that makes this whole thing go. We all know that.
No, you're the MVP, bro. You're the most valuable player.
All right. Well,
Maybe I'm just facilitating, man. I'm just giving you the ball.
all right. Well, that's fair. I don't think that's true, but it's nice of you to say.
But yes, I mean, I think we've made some progress. We got a few subscribers more than we were getting at the beginning, you
Yeah.
know, almost 100 episodes, almost 200 subscribers. So maybe two subscribers an episode. That's not bad, I guess. Something like that.
Eh,
Almost
I
two
mean, it's
subscribers.
slowly and surely growing. I mean, we would love to get more than that, of course, but the you said it's around 200 or close to 200.
It's getting close to 200. Yeah, it's in like the 170s or something. Proud of
Uh-huh.
that. Proud of that. It's been a lot of work for us, man. I gotta tell you, I put some time into this, having a podcast. I mean, it's fun. The recording aspect is fun, but then there's also other things that you gotta
The
do
Yeah,
to
I think the editing
the
portion is
editing, the
what
social
is
media
what
stuff, the posting,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
all
all that takes
not
time, man.
fun. Not fun. Makes it
Yeah,
unfun.
that's not the fun part. Yeah, and it does take work and time, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
I'd rather be just playing with my dog and giving her pets and stuff, but I'm like, man, Elora, I'm busy. I gotta finish this. They need to hear our thoughts on AEW Rampage. The people are waiting to hear our thoughts on WrestleMania.
And
But
she's
yes,
just looking at you like all confused, like, huh?
she doesn't know what the fuck we're doing on this computer, man. She has no
No.
idea. To her, I'm just staring at like a fucking screen for no reason. She
Exactly.
doesn't
That's
care
probably what she
what's
thinks.
on it.
That's
But
probably what
yes,
she thinks.
for all the work and all the time you've given, thank you very much. We couldn't have got to episode 100 without you, so that'll be next week. Stay
Yeah.
tuned, subscribe. You're not gonna want to miss it. We got some stuff planned. Make it a fun episode. Do something a little different. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna say what. I'm like Tony Khan. We'll make an announcement, a big announcement.
Next week.
It's
We'll make
gonna
an
be big.
announcement next week.
It's gonna be big, baby. It's
Just
gonna be
yeah,
big.
yeah, and just be there. Be
It's gonna be
there.
the biggest podcast there is, man. You're not gonna believe it. Just buy a ticket. All right
Yeah.
then, Vlad. Take it easy.
All
Have
right,
a
man.
good rest of the night. I'll see you later.
All right, man. Take care. Take care,
Bye.
man. I'll talk to you later.